Salutations. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about this, my Harley Davidson that I got to band-aid things while the car was down. So I got this about a year and a half ago, whenever the car was going through a lot of work and it wasn't running. I didn't have anything that was really fun to drive, so I needed something that would be enjoyable. So I got this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about today, what it is, what I like about it, maybe some little highlights on it, some upgrades that are done to it, and then we'll take it for a drive after this. Okay, so while the channel that I have been making is mostly all about car stuff, going fast, a little bit about the truck, it's also about whatever I want it to be about because it's my channel. So I also going to film a little bit about the Harley because it's been something that's, been fun to me and I've enjoyed, and I thought I'd share it with y'all. So what this is 2004 Harley Davidson Road King FLHRI. It is a Firefighter edition of the Road King, and I had to learn what it means for it to have those different letters, FLHRI. So I'm going to break it down real quick. So I have to look at my notes here because it is kind of hard to remember all the specifics on the Harley letters and stuff. So the first letter is the engine series. So F denoting overhead valve big twin, because this is a 1450cc Screaming Eagle V-twin twin cam, the big boy engine. One of the big boys. A lot of the engines that are in these Harleys are really big. The next thing is the front end size. So L in this case, meaning a wide front tire, not a super skinny one, and a Hydra Glide style front forks. So it just talks about this front end here. Next is the frame style. So this is H for highway or touring style, as it is not a Sportster or a Dyna. That just denotes touring or highway style. Next is model. So R, this one denotes Road King and or having no fairing, because it is very similar to a Street Glide, because the Street Glide is very similar to this but has the fixed fairing on the front. So that's R. And then the last one or two, depending on the make or the specific thing, is the special identifier. So for this one is I, which means injected or fuel injected. So FLHRI, that's what the letters are for this one here. I hope that helps, because whenever I first got into motorcycles, I had no idea what the letters on that meant. Okay, so a few more things about this. It is, like I mentioned, the 1450cc V-twin. The engine's called a Twin Cam 88. It is fuel injected. It's called electronic sequential port fuel injection. Has a 5-gallon tank. It has a 5-speed transmission, not the 6-speed yet. It's about 710 pounds, 94 inches long. And in my opinion, it is a great size for big boys. That's me. I'm 6'4" and I weigh a good amount. And the first bike that I tried to ride on was a 250cc Kawasaki Ninja. And so the seating position, in addition to just the frame and where everything went, wasn't comfortable to me. So my next decision was, do I want to have a sports bike? And my answer is no, because I have Bruiser, which is where I get all my fun, fast stuff from. And then two was, if I get a cruiser, which one specifically? So I chose this because budget friendly and easy to change it to what you want. So the Street Glide has the fixed fairing on the front, but this has a removable windscreen. So you can just take this off, you pull little tabs that are right here, it comes off. I'll take it off in a little bit just to show you. But you can add on a phone mount, so it can hold your phone here. If you want to, you can keep the bags on or take them off. And so you can kind of change this to what you want it to be. Obviously the frame's going to be the exact same size, but the bike can adapt a little bit more than some of the other ones can. Other things that are popular to do on these is adding a backrest, which would be super comfortable. You can also add a backrest for your passenger if you want to. And yeah, those are some good ways to upgrade these things for sure. Okay, so when I first got this bike, it was not at all what I exactly wanted. It was something else they had in inventory. So I went to the dealership. I think I was looking for a blue Road King, and that one had already sold. So This one, they had it in the back, they had just received it, and the guy was like, oh, there's a similar Road King back there, and it has a whole bunch of mods done to it. And I was like, I mean, I like mods. So when I first got the bike, it had these horrendous painted flames on the forks here. So this area painted, and this area down here also painted. Pretty extensive amount of paint that was, I believe, hand painted on, which is really unique. But it just stood out as really cheesy and didn't look good enough. And so the embossed flames, I think, looks okay. If you wanted to take these off, you'd have to remove the front wheel and all that stuff to replace those. But this is a subtle touch, I think, to the Firefighter edition, whereas the painted ones, which I will try to insert a picture here, was absolutely horrendous. I had to spend a solid 3 to 4 hours by hand with alcohol and some wipes and just getting it all off bit by bit. And it really transformed how the bike looked to a more classic look. The other big thing that I had to change was it came with a windshield that was blue, partially blue, and yes, once again, kind of fit the Firefighter theme, but also, in my opinion, ruined the entire look of the bike, did not let it look quite as classic. So I'll try to put a picture of that in here as well. Okay, so I'm going to try to really quickly go over some of the modifications that are done on this bike, and then I'm going to go take it for a ride. I didn't quite understand how Harley modifications worked, so I had to learn what they are and, you know, how much they cost, where people get them from, how hard they are to install. And so I did a little bit of research on what they are, so I'm just going to cover these. I'm going to film them, and then I'll just be talking off the notes on my phone because I got to try to remember all they are. So first off, the headlights are changed out. These are LED headlights and also LED fog lights. So the main one and the sides are all LED upgrades from the stock headlights. They are actually quite a bit brighter, more of a modernized look, which is really nice. A lot of chrome was added to this bike. So this, the highway pegs here, which are integrated into this engine brace. Hold on. See if I can get, yeah, fold out, and those all chrome on the engine brace there. The biggest one is all of the buttons and things that are on the handlebars here are all chrome. So this was all replaced by the previous owner. Like I said, it all comes black, and so it was replaced with chrome. I believe that even the lines here were replaced. And then also one of my favorite touches is this, an analog clock. It's just mounted right there by the buttons, but it's really cool. You're supposed to be losing track of time whenever you're on a motorcycle like this, and you don't have to be on your phone, you don't have to have a radio, but it does allow you to just, you know, keep track of, hey, I've been riding for hours, or hey, it's only been a little bit. Okay, some of the other things, it has a set of slip-on exhaust tips on it. I believe they are Python. They sound really good, actually. Quite a fan of those. It has a digital dipstick in it, which also reads the temp. And then it has this, which I didn't know what it was, had to look it up. Laidlaw's HD engine cover, and it actually says Special Edition Firefighter on there. It's a mirror finish, so it's kind of hard to film, but there's that. Apparently Laidlaw's is a really big dealership of Harley Davidson, and then, you know, obviously it is a Firefighter edition, so they threw that on there as well, which I actually like that a lot. That's a neat little touch. Okay, two more things to cover on is the leather covers on the bags, which they come just all red, and the leather covers just help with the wear and tear. It all goes to leather instead of the actual paint. And then there's a shift linkage that was replaced. It's just a fancy swooshy looking Harley thing, but that was also an upgrade the previous owner did. And that's most of the upgrades to it. Okay, so I didn't want to just mention I want to actually do it, so this is taken off the windshield, and that's it. And you throw it away. I think it makes it look like a little bit more sporty of a bike, and so if you want to, you leave it off. If you're on the highway, if you're going faster, windshield definitely helps, which I end up leaving it on 90% of the time. But if you just go around the neighborhood, you're just going like to little areas, it's kind of nice to have it off. further ado, I'm gonna take this thing for a drive. Because the fuel injection, this thing always starts up real nice. Makes it easier in a carburetor, there's no choke or anything. The exhaust isn't super loud, but those Pythons do, they be sounding good. I do like this bike has the shifter in the front and then the touring version or whatever they call it in the back for your foot, so you can just heel down to shift up, or you can use your toe. If you're wearing nice shoes, you don't want to get them dirty, then just use your heel. You're good to go. Yeah, she's got some good get up and go. It's honestly not about going fast on this bike. It's just about enjoying the drive, because it sounds so good. much end the video here. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you can hear okay, despite this thing being decently loud. Comments if you want to see any